So I made a video. Also, what's up, everybody? So I made a video on that free roam was the thing I was most excited for. Now, this is going to be an interesting conversation because right now this is free roam. I don't dislike it, but it's also not hitting how I thought it would. So there's a lot to unpack here, because driving around and just like kind of just doing whatever, like, see, even like this, I haven't experienced this. I'm sure I just get coins like that. Like, it's cool. I'm not saying it as like a bad thing. I feel like I was saying it like it was like a negative thing. Like, that's cool. Like, I chased him. I hit him. I don't know if you have to hit him again. There's like a trail of coins now. But the thing with free roam that I feel like this is where people, it's going to be mixed on how people feel about this. Because I do think that the mode is good. Like, I do like driving around and just finding different things and doing the different missions and stuff like that. But I was feeling a little underwhelmed by this mode, and I checked Reddit just to see what some people were saying, and I feel like some of the criticisms I saw make sense, because one thing that was talked about is that the reward system. Now, I definitely did not think that this is how it would be, but no matter what you do, you're just unlocking stickers. That's it. Like, that's all you're unlocking. Now, you can still unlock some other things, because you get new carts if you hit a certain amount of coins. And if you eat the different foods, you can still unlock the other characters. Oh, boy. Sweet. But see, so then right there, so I get a sticker. So, like, it's not that it's terrible. Like, that's cool. And so what I was saying was, so you can get stickers, you can get carts, you can get different characters, but the different characters and carts you can still unlock just playing the game without free roam. So it's just, for me, free roam, it's like, I don't usually use this word, but I think it actually perfectly describes it. I think free roam is just meh, where it's not bad. It's genuinely not bad. Like, even me just driving around right now talking, like, this is just fun. This is just fun. It's like, I'm going to play free roam every now and then. But I'm just a little underwhelmed by how it's set up, because I feel like a part of the fun is going to be doing everything that's in free roam. So if I quit here, well, actually, let me go over the three different things that you can do in free roam. So these are the stickers, by the way. So you can just select it, and I believe it just goes on your like character icon. So if I go and play online, it'll have like my name, and then it'll show like the sticker. I think it even does it in like Grand Prix and stuff. But so the three different things that you can unlock or do in free roam is the P-switch thing you just saw. So those are like segmented missions. Those unlock stickers. So everything unlocks stickers. And then there's question mark blocks to find that you drive over. And then there's like peach medallions, I think they're called. Now, the issue I have is that for right now, it's kind of fun to drive around, find little things, and go like, oh, I'm going to try to go over there, which there was one medallion. I couldn't figure out how to get it, and it was driving me crazy. I'm going to have to figure it out at some point. But I feel like a part of the, like, so right now it's fine because I'm exploring the whole world. And I feel like that's like literally what they wanted you to do. Like, you go in it and explore the world and really like soak in like Mario Kart World. In a sense, like the whole area, like you're really soaking in the whole thing. The issue is, though, if I go to map, now this is showing the free roam thing. So now it shows me how many P-switches I did, it shows me how many question mark blocks I got, and it shows me how many peach medallions I got. The issue is it literally only shows you the question mark block. The question mark blocks. That's it. So there is no way to know where in the world some of the other stuff is. Now, I know that for some people, it's already like Marson. That's kind of the point. Like, you're supposed to explore and find it. The issue is, though, is this, I feel like the map is pretty big. So if I'm missing one which by the way, there's no totals, which like I can understand at some point, like them not showing totals in the beginning, but I feel like the more you get, it should, which maybe it does, but I doubt it. It should show you totals because I feel like the answer is just, we'll just look it up online. If that's always the answer, like why doesn't it just tell me? Like I'd like to know how many I need to find, because what I was about to say is that the issue is going to be is that when I only need like 3 or 2 or 1 P-switches left, I am going to be driving around for freaking ever to try to find those. Same with the Peach medallions. Not the question mark blocks, because it shows those. So, like, I understand, like, I don't think it should be on the map, like, oh, there's a Peach medallion right here. There's one right here. But it should be, like, segmented in, like, areas of, like, so this area of the land is, like, a different shade than this one. So, like, this area, maybe it shows, like, you're missing 10 Peach medallions. So it's like, okay, I know to search within this area. It still consists of me searching and finding them. The game's not telling me where they are. It's just saying where I'm missing them. Because without that, I don't understand how I'm going to find everything. I think the question mark blocks I will find over time. But the Peach medallions, I don't know. I don't know. Now, maybe this is a complaint that ends up being nothing, because maybe the more I do free roam, the more I just end up finding stuff, and maybe I naturally do just find everything. But I don't know, and I feel like those totals should have been there. One thing I've noticed is that when you're on this screen, sometimes I just see something and I just hit plus and do free roam. And then that way I can just get whatever it is, and like naturally I'll just be progressing free roam that way too. But keep in mind, even with those complaints, like I still think free roam is fun, but it didn't end up being as grand as I thought it was going to be. Which part of that could just be on me. Maybe I was just expecting too much, but I think a lot of people were expecting just a little bit more, though. I feel like this mode could have been a little bit more than what it is. Like, maybe there's some NPCs you can talk to, because I think somebody had actually mentioned on Reddit that, like, if you could go to these, like, player icons and, like, talk to them, and maybe you get missions or something. What I do like, though, is it shows how many costumes. I do like that, because with Donkey Kong, I just kept getting different foods, and then it was like, oh, there's literally only one costume. So now I know, okay, just switch characters and try to get more different variations of the characters. But yeah, I don't know. Free roam, that's why, like, it's so weird, because, like, I do think it's good. Like, it is fun. It's fun to just drive around. And I, like, that's the thing. I may be kind of, like, complaining about it, but I am going to just randomly do free roam. Like, it is fun. And one of my members actually brought up that they plan on just doing free roam when they're waiting in online lobbies. And I think that's like that's a really smart way to go about it too. So, I mean, free roam has its plus sides, but I don't know. I just think it could have been more. I mean, even when you think about like Mario Odyssey, it had, so there's 2 games I want to bring up actually. So there's Mario Odyssey, where, you know, if you did like the I was gonna say the jump rope challenge, but here's a better example. The Koopa races, there was a whole leaderboard for it. And I think it was Need for Speed. I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one that was on the Wii U. And I believe there were like different missions you could do. And it would like, so, well, one of the things that I remember was there was like a billboard thing where you could break into billboards, and I think it was like how high or far you jumped when you broke it. It would like it would keep that, it would take the score, and then people on your friends list, I think if they looked at that billboard or it just like popped up or whatever, you could see a list of the points. Sorry, it's just been a long time since I played it, but it made it to where, so, and that would happen in their free roam thing. So you would just drive around and like, oh, like there's a new score, like let me try to beat it. And I don't see why this game couldn't have done something like that. There's so many random, like all the P-switch missions. It would have been cool if you could see like your friends' times on it and be like, oh, I'm going to try to beat that. That's stuff where like, that would keep free roam fresh for me for pretty much forever. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to hit a point where I do end up collecting everything. And then I don't really think I'm going to care to just drive around much anymore. I think sometimes I may do it just because it's like, well, I don't know. I kind of have the game launched already. Let me just drive around a little bit. But I just feel like the billboard example I gave, I don't see why they couldn't have had something like that for the missions. And you may say that I'm asking for too much, but I think for Mario Odyssey to have a system like that for some of the racing stuff in that game, and that was just a 3D, like that was a 3D, I was going to say that's just a 3D platformer, but what my point was, is that it's a 3D platformer. Like it's not even a racing game, and it had leaderboards for a racing thing. So I just don't see why a literal racing game doesn't have that. Now, it does have time trials, so it has that. Like, it still has the time trials and the ghost data and stuff like that. But for free roam, it doesn't have anything. And I just think that's a huge missed opportunity. I don't see why we couldn't have that. Like, even like this coin thing I'm doing right now. It'd be really cool. Did I miss one? I did, didn't I? Do I really have enough time to go all the way back? Not if I... Oh my gosh. I think I actually do. Now, I would like to say the missions are not all this easy, because I had so much time. I want to be very clear. Don't take that mission as an indication of how easy it is, because, like, they're not all like that. But, like, why not? Like, see, because now, right now, I just did that challenge. I did absolutely horrible. I'd love to say I did it for the sake of this video. That's not true. But I can use it as an example. I did very poorly there, and it would be really cool if it kept my score and I could see my friend's scores and then go right back up to the button and go, you know what? I want to try to beat it. I'm curious if it has my record. That I don't know. Like, if I redo this, is my record there? Now, see, that's crazy. That it doesn't even keep mine? I'm going to complete this just to, like, extra make sure. But I have a feeling it's not going to say anything. Oh, no. Okay, it does. It does. So, to be totally fair, it does. New record. So, that's cool. I don't even know if there's a way to access these records. I honestly want to say there's not. Because I think if I go to time trials, I don't think they're going to be there. Now, there could be other stuff that you unlock. Like, maybe if I do everything in free roam, maybe I get something. And maybe then you can see records or something. But gonna go with probably not. Yeah, see, there's just... Like, if I go to view rankings, is there any chance it shows? No. So yeah, I don't know. Free roam is fun. It is fun, but I genuinely think... I mean, that was just an idea that I had... Well, I guess I can't really say it's... It's a mixed idea from stuff that I did in other games, but, like, I just came up with that idea while I was recording this, of the records from doing the missions. Like, I don't see why you can't just see your friends' times and stuff. So with you only unlocking stickers... There's no way to really see your full progression. So if you're missing one Peach switch, you're going to be driving around forever. If you're missing one Peach medallion, you're going to be driving around forever. Now, that will add to the game time, so that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I just don't... I feel like it's going to hit a point where it's like, I feel like my drive to 100% this dwindled quite a bit. Because now I feel like I'm just going to kind of naturally finish it, which is also fine. Like, that's totally fine. But then once I naturally progress and finish free roam, like, once I collect everything, I don't really know how often I'll come in here. And that's where it's a shame, because, like I said, if they just had other things to do with what they already built, because they legitimately could just take the P-Switch thing and just have it be... It just saves your scores, and you can verse your friends with it. Because it clearly does save the score, because it said I beat my record, which is very interesting, because I don't think there's any other way to check your record there. Because it would also be neat if when you did the P-Switch stuff, there was a list of P-Switch missions, and you could just retry them and just try to get better times. Again, eventually that would get old, because it's just your own time, but... They genuinely could have had that be like ghost data. They could have. maybe that's asking too much, but they already have a system for a leaderboard in the game. So it would have been really cool if you could have a list of P-Switch missions, and as you do them in free roam, you unlock them in like the ghost time trial mode. Then like you could be able to access it in free roam too, but like it would just be neat that like you're basically, not only do you do the P-Switch mission and you unlock a sticker, but then you unlock it as an extra thing to do in the game, because it's like, okay, cool. Now I can try to better my time and try to see if I can get ahead of my friends. So, I don't know. Like I said, it is fun. I do not want to have this video come across as if I think it's garbage or anything. Like, it's fun. It is definitely fun to just drive around and do whatever. But I think eventually it's going to get stale when it didn't need to. And I absolutely just flubbed that up, so we're going to stop before I flub up another one. But yeah, I feel like... I mean, you could argue that it would get old eventually anyway, because that's just kind of what happens in general with things, but if I could... Because let's say I'm waiting in an online lobby, and it has that... if they had like the record time thing for the P-switches, it'd be really cool if while I'm waiting to get in an online match, I'm just trying to better my P-switch times. Like, that would be fun. I may just do that anyway, because I'm in there, like, and I have to wait anyway. But it'd be neat if I could actually, like, continuously try to compete and stuff. And I feel like that would keep it fresh, too, and it'd keep you engaged when you're waiting for online matches, because, like, my other friends would then see their... like, everyone would have more incentive to keep doing the P-switch missions, because you have to wait anyway when you're waiting to get in an online match. So it'd be like, oh, like, Marcin beat my time? I'm going to beat his time. And then we keep going back and forth. So, I don't know. I think that, and that's, again, that's just one idea. I'm sure people have tons of ideas. I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments down below. And let me know what you think of free roam in general. Like, was it underwhelming to you like it is to me, but it's still fun? Because, like, it definitely is still fun. But like, do you feel like me where, like, you think it's gonna get old faster than it needed to? But that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.